Right then, with this scene thus set, let's hear from Mike Leigh, who came into the studio to talk to me last week. Mike, Career Girls, where did the idea come from?
Well, it's sort of, I mean, I wish I could say it was an idea, but it's sort of me plugging into ongoing preoccupations with things like, you know, the fact that we all get older and yet we stay the same. I mean, I've been watching your programme for a very long time, and you're still the slightly long-haired, youthful person that I remember on Late Night Lineup. And it really is
sweet.
Really 5 minutes with you, and it's still the same old 60s you. And I think that's what's fascinating. And I am fascinated with the way that the past relates to the present. And of course, my last film, Secrets and Lies, if I admit it, of course, is also about the past and the present. So I'm kind of plugging back into those things. In my preparatory rehearsals that I always do for my films, I always, whatever the film winds up being, I always have the actors live through years and years of the development of the characters, and I sit in those preparatory rehearsals before the shoot, seeing them, you know, when they're quite young, getting slowly older and older, you see. And then finally we get to time present and I drop anchor and we tell the story, and very often they refer back to those things, but the audience only hears about them. They never actually, the audience you never actually see them. So I thought it would be fun for once to ask you to jump into a time machine with the movie camera and pop back and share all that with you a bit, really.
It's funny, but all these memories keep flooding back.
See, I hate looking back.
Yeah, but don't forget, I don't remember my childhood, you know, and that's why remembering's so important to me.
Oh. Who wants a crap memory, though?
As a filmmaker, it's very stimulating to having painted, to go from a quite broad canvas to have the opportunity to tell a tighter, shorter story. It's, you know, it just gives you the opportunity to explore things, really.
You've got splendid performances from your two leading ladies, Catherine Cartledge and Linda Steadman. Did you have them in mind when you started on this film or not?
Yes, I mean, I assembled a whole group of actors, and I certainly, having worked with Catherine before, she of course was memorably the nutty goth in Naked, and of course has been in other films like Breaking the Waves. Knowing that she was there, I just knew that there was the opportunity to explore and do something fairly extraordinary. And Linda Steadman, who is new, I mean, to me, although viewers will be very familiar with her from various television series, including Between the Lines and Thief Takers. Simply, I just knew that they'd be a good combination together, and we developed the thing. And indeed, it turned out that their characters, Hannah and Annie, are a great duo.
Yes, they do bounce off each other very well. One thing that impressed me very much at the beginning, you don't go out of your way to make these people attractive. In fact, they're not attractive at the beginning, are they? Was that deliberate?
Yes, but it arises from you know, what the film is about. I mean, I wanted to make a film about the journey that we make between 20 and 30. And I think that that particular decade is a much longer journey than the journey you make between 30 and 40 or 40 and 50, for example. When we're sort of 18, 19, 20, 21, we seem to be grown-ups. I mean, we are, you know, grown-up size, and we sort of live in the grown-up world, but we're still sort of piecing ourselves together. I mean, we're still experimenting with the bits. You know, we haven't quite sorted out who we are or how to be who we think we are, or how to be who we think we want to be, and so forth. And so when you see Hannah and Annie, and indeed the other characters in the flashbacks when they're at student age, they are very much, you know, trying to find themselves.
That's a porky pie, isn't it? Mr. Richard, what's his surname?
Burton, Richard Burton, didn't I tell you?
No.
Yeah, it's,
You're joking, ain't you?
No, really.
I don't look like him or anything.
You can say that again.
No, me mum used to fancy him when...
He was lovely.
Well, let's just hope you don't end up like him then.
Do you feel that you are getting more recognition now than you had in previous times? Because I know that you often complain, I think very rightly, that your films were not given anything like the right kind of distribution, treated as art house movies in their own country. Is that changing?
I hope it's changing. It is difficult getting British films distributed properly and exhibited sufficiently in the UK, particularly outside London.
Why?
Well, you know, talk to the distributors, talk to the exhibitors. I mean, there's still a notion that you know, movies equals Hollywood, and we're all making films that, I mean, and it's not just me, it's not just Ken Loach. I mean, there's a huge amount of production going on now, and it's very good, it's very positive. I hope it's changing, I hope it will change. I think it is, but I don't want to become too complacent.
Well, what are the auspices like for Career Girls? Does that look as if it's going to get a better distribution than it would have done a few years ago?
Barry, I hope so. I don't know. I look forward to it. We have the word of the distributors that they will do their best. And we hope that their best is better than the best they did for Secrets and Lies. If there's only one screening or no screenings at all, it's just not good enough, really.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen to Career Girls. I will now recommend it to people. So there you go.
Thank you.
No, I did enjoy the film very much. So good luck with it, Mike.
Thank you.
As a matter of fact, Career Girls is already doing very nicely in America.